Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you a few of my must-have shortcuts for Adobe Premiere Pro CC. As a video editor, hotkeys and shortcuts are an absolute necessity for me in order to edit my footage quickly and to meet all my deadlines. And no matter if you're editing your personal vlog, a commercial, a music video, or even the next Hollywood blockbuster, everyone uses these simple, easy-to-use shortcuts. Now, I know not everyone has time to watch a 10 or 20-minute tutorial, and I'm not offended. So at the end of this video, you can actually find a review of all the hotkeys I talked about throughout the video. You're welcome to check it out, and if there was anything that you've never used before, just check out the time code it's listed with in the review and skip everything you already know, and check out something new. So, let's get started, shall we? So to get started, I just wanted to show that I am using Adobe Premiere Pro CC, the latest version for 2018, so if my interface looks a little different, all the hotkeys and shortcuts should be the same, however. The only difference that there could be is if you're using a Windows computer instead of a Mac, it could be a little different as I have a control key and you don't, so those kind of things could be a little different, but everything else should be pretty much straightforward. So to get started, I want to open a new sequence. So you can, the old-fashioned way is to go to File, New Sequence. The shortcut way to do that is to press Command N, and it'll give you a new sequence. Now, it'll automatically open up all these different, types, whether you're using ARRI or using a Canon, digital. So for now, I'm just going to hit OK. I'm not too worried about that. If you actually know what you're using off the top of your head from your shooting or whatever camera you have, then of course you can select that. But right now I'm just using stock footage, so I'm just going to hit OK and it'll adjust itself later. So here's our sequence in our timeline, and our time code up here, all of our tracks, the standardized 4 tracks, then the master. So, and then you can see our sequence over here in the project folder. After that, I want to import some clips and stuff like that. So normally you can go to import, or you can import a recent file. However, I am going to use the hotkey to make it faster, which would be Command I. It'll bring up my folder. It'll automatically start in Adobe folders, but I'm going to go somewhere else, and I'm going to select footage and shift import, and it's going to import these files. Now the files that I'm using for this tutorial are just going to be clips of a short film that I worked on a few months back called Till Death. So now that I have my sequence and I have my import, and I'm going to choose the in and out point of where I want this media to be in my timeline. And I want it to start here. So I'm going to hit I, and it's going to give me my endpoint right here as highlighted. And then a few ways down, I'm going to hit O, and it's going to give me my out point. So I want to put that in my timeline. So now using a hotkey or a shortcut, I'm going to insert it into my timeline, and I'm going to use that by pressing comma, and there it is in my timeline. And it didn't put it all the way at the beginning, so I'm just going to click on it, and I'm going to slide it over. And then in our project window, you can see up top that there it is. That was the insert key, which is going to be the comma, and that'll automatically insert your in and out points into the timeline. So I don't really like this clip, so I want to overwrite it. I want to replace it. So I'm going to go over to, I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to go over here to my other clip here, a little bit more of a close-up. I'm going to select an endpoint and an out point. And then I have this highlighted down here, but this time instead of hitting comma, I'm going to hit period. And wherever my cursor was in the timeline is where it put it. So I'm going to undo it real quick, which the hotkey for that is going to be Command Z. And it'll redo it. So you can see wherever my pinpoint is here. So I actually want it to be at the front. If I hit period, it will completely overwrite it. So it's replacing that footage. And like I said, if you make a mistake and you mess up, just Command Z, it'll undo it. I've got that first clip that I had again. If I want to redo something that I undid, if like I'm trying to compare and contrast, see which one I like better, if you hit Shift Command Z, it will redo whatever you had before. And there's our second clip. So to insert a video transition, we're going to hit Command D. And then up front here, we now have, if I zoom in, we now have a cross dissolve. And it's just a basic dissolve where our cursor was. And now if I added this other clip, if I go to the end here, and I insert that, and I zoom out, my cursor here, I should be able to Command D and insert another transition. It'll automatically put it there. Now if I zoom out here, if I want to group something, say I'm finished with this edit, I will highlight everything and I want to group it. I'm going to hit Command G. Now if I want to ungroup it, you just do Command Z, and now it's ungrouped. Saving is a must-have. The good thing about Adobe Premiere is a lot of times it'll automatically save for you, but if you are worried about crashing or you just want to save it real quick, you can always do Command S and it will be a simple save just like that. Now to export, there's a few options. You can go down here to File, Export, and Media will come up as seen right here. However, there's also the shortcut Command M. So if I were to do Command M, there we go, it'll pull up my export where I have it, and we can do all of our adjustments, rename it, choose our format, stuff like that, and there it is. I hope this tutorial helped a lot. There is the review at the end to just give you a quick rundown of everything that I went over and just so you can see it one quick time, take a screenshot, and I hope you can use these tips and tricks in your future edits. Happy editing, and I'll see you next time.